This
in
conference
SAP.
will now be recorded.
15 plus years of experience in SAP. I have also having some experience in domain. So I was working with a lot of pharmaceutical domain background, and I moved to SAP. Since I have worked in many of the SAP versions, like in ECC, I have worked started from 4.6 to onwards to this ECC 6.0, and I have also worked in EWM. So since last 8 years, I'm working in EWM. So this is a brief introduction of myself. If you in this demonstration in between, if you have any doubt, just do let me know. We'll clarify all your doubts. And let me start my. So Naveen, can I present my slides?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to all. Like I can see there are a lot of students who are like coming from freshers, or maybe some of them having a 2 years or 3 years, or most of them are like we have one gentleman with 20 years of background, like domain experience. So we'll go with a very basic slides today. So there might be some repetition for the already working who has already worked on EWM, but still we'll go with those slides initially. So we'll discuss about warehouse management solution. Like, what is warehouse? First of all, we need to understand this, like why we use warehouse management. So in this slide, we are presenting three warehouse. Like first one is a very simple warehouse where we are just storing goods, and whenever we require those material, we are issuing to our customer. So this is a very simple warehouse where we are not involved with very complex processes. This is a very simple. We are just dumping all the goods and storing it, and whenever it requires, we are moving out. The second warehouse is from the volume perspective, it is quite a huge volume, and there are few complex processes like batch management, and those we are managing here. So here also, like, we can manage this show, but in the third warehouse, it is a very complex warehouse where you have a lot of doors, inbound and outbound doors, and complex warehouse processes are involved, like cross docking. Then you have batch management, quality management, and everything is integrated with each other. So in this kind of warehouses, we need a warehouse management solution. So based on your warehouse capacity or based on your warehouse functionality, you would require some warehouse management solution which will integrate uh, with your other business processes, and it will give results. Now, what are the basic functions of any warehouse
Sheshu, your
management
voice
solution?
is
Right now,
not
we are not
audible.
talking about anything related to SAP. This is generalized slide. Okay, is my voice is not audible? Just give me a second. Is it better now? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I hope you everybody has understood the previous slide. Any doubt or any question on previous slides? Okay. Now moving ahead, the warehouse management system functions. Like, what are the functions of any warehouse management system or function? So basic function is to track and trace of your goods, where you should be able to pinpoint your product where they are lying in your warehouse. So that is a basic function. In addition to this, you can control all the goods movement within your warehouse, and you should also able to record the goods movement. When I say the records of goods movement, means you should be able to record all the goods movement via your documentation within your ERP solution. For an example, if somebody has worked in material management, they know whenever they move anything from a storage location to storage location or from plant to plant, material document will be created. So that is nothing but your record of your goods movement. So based on your movement type, you are registering the material document. So those kind of documents will be also going to generate in EWM. So now coming back to the warehouse management solution, how it has been evolved over the years. So on initial days, when SAP was introduced, like when SAP was came into the market, there is no warehouse management solution. There is no such module. Gradually, the SAP has understood the business requirement of warehouse management, and they have proposed a lean warehouse management solution. So basically, lean warehouse management solution is they are taking a storage location, like inventory management is taking place at a storage location. However, like all the warehouse related activities you can still perform at a storage location, so that we are calling it as a lean warehouse management solution. However, in the third part, like in the third point, in 1993 version 2.0, SAP has introduced a warehouse management module. It is a separate module with a separate organizational structure coming under storage location, and your inventory management is taking place at a bin level, not at a storage location level. And you have a separate warehouse management functionality fully dedicated to warehouse management. In addition to this, you can integrate the RF devices in this module, and it was very popular because from the RF gun you can integrate with your backend ERP system, and you can register all the details or data or transactional movements which you are doing on your RF device. So this was a very popular module since last 3 decades. It was very popular, and still most of the customers are using this module. But now gradually the shift is moving from SAP WM to SAP EWM. Now we'll talk about the decentralized warehouse model. Like, what is decentralized one? Decentralized is your warehouse management module or your system is not in the same server where your all the ERP is situated. So you are decentralizing your warehouse management. So basically this model or this particular system, how it is going to be benefited, because it will in your downtime you do not have to take downtime for a system update or system upgrade. So your warehouse, because most of the warehouse will run 24 by 7, so you have your warehouse intact and all your transactions are running in. So those kind of benefit you will get it from the decentralized one. And the extended warehouse management, so EWM has been introduced way back, like initial versions start from 5.0 to 9.4. All the versions, older versions are on SCM. So basically SCM is a separate product or from SAP, just like SAP ECC. Supply chain management is a separate product where most of the popular modules you can see it over there, like you have transportation management, APO, those sort of modules are on SCM system. So all the older versions of EWM 7.0 to 9.4 are from SCM system. And in 2016, SAP has introduced SAP EWM in S4HANA as an embedded version, which we are calling 9.5 and onwards. We are using it. So this is the embedded version of EWM. So far, any doubt, any confusion, guys?
Hello, hi Ashish.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You're just giving us a little debrief about from the beginning. I just want to only one quick thing. The one which we're going to learn now is going to be the latest, like S4 HANA. That's
Yes.
the course we're going to learn, right? Or the
Yes.
earlier version?
No. It would be the latest version, because most of the clients or the customers are looking or moving from your SAP WM or from the older EWM system to the newer S4 HANA system, because most of the clients are moving from their ECC to S4 HANA. In our upcoming slides, we are
Okay.
going to see the deployment option. Then you will able to understand why people are moving from your SAP ECC to S4 HANA and why the embedded EWM is in demand. So right now we are going to learn on the latest version.
Understood. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So this is just to give you a background, or to just to know like what you are learning and why you are learning. That's why I have included those slides, so at least you will be able to understand the background of the context, or the course, like why we are learning SAP EWM embedded version, or what is the embedded version. That will give you an overview of, like, high overview or bird eye view of the subject. Okay.
What's
Anybody
the
has any?
basic difference between
Yeah.
EWM version and S4HANA version? Like, what's the basic difference? How it
Yeah.
is upgraded? Like, what is embedded version means?
Yes, we'll go into the upcoming slides, and I'll solve that question. Like, we'll get back to that.
Okay, okay. Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So now this is the deployment option. So, like, who has asked the previous question, last question?
For yes.
Fayaz. Fayaz, see here, one of the like your basic question is, what is the basic difference between the embedded and your previous versions? So as I told you,
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
all the previous versions are on a separate SAP product called supply chain management. So here, if you see the deployment option, the first case where in like, this EWM is a very old product. Like, a lot of people are not aware of it. Like, since 2006, this product is available on SCM system, but it got popular after 2016 as SAP has provided as an embedded version. So this is there in your SCM as a EWM separate module. So this is your server, SCM server, and in that you have EWM. And if you want to utilize this EWM functionality, you have to purchase a licenses of SCM system, so that you can connect your EWM to your mainframe ERP system, which might be ECC 6.0 or 7.0, whatever it may be, right? And that's how it is getting connected. Now, this SCM product has many famous or popular modules like APO, transportation management, and all sort of together. Like, it was a very popular module. So, like, if you just want to use a SAP EWM system and don't want to use any other modules, then you can use it as a standalone EWM functionality. So in that, you have to just connect your EWM system to your mainframe ERP system. So that model is called as SAP EWM as a standalone system. Understood? Now, coming back to the EWM as add-on, like, this was not widely used, and like, afterwards it has been eradicated. So right now this is not being in use. However, SAP has introduced S4HANA in November 2015. So in that S4HANA, you do not have SAP EWM as a embedded. Still, customers or client has to use EWM on SCM system. So S4HANA is similar to this model. You have to connect your S4HANA to EWM with a separate configuration and connectors, and you need to purchase the SCM licenses. Again, if you don't want a SCM full licenses, you can go again with a standalone system. However, SAP has realized that EWM is a very popular module and most of the customers are using it, and they don't want to purchase the licensing. That's why they have introduced SAP EWM embedded version. So in 2016 release, they have embedded this module in S4HANA. So your EWM is in the same server or in the same logical system. However, EWM is separate. Still, you need to connect this EWM. So SAP has used this embedded word very carefully, that even though it is in the same server, you need to connect a EWM system. Okay. And there is high demand of SAP WM, so they have not removed this or eradicated this module, and still you can use both the functionality or both the modules right now. And right now still it is there, and like, there were initially news there, like in 2015 they will eradicate this SAP WM, but then again they have extended this. But Most of the customers, as they are moving to S4HANA, they are leveraging this EWM functionality, and that's why we are going to learn on this particular latest version as SAP EWM embedded version. So I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, I got it. No
Okay.
problem. Thanks.
Now, what are the changes in your embedded EWM? Okay, so first of all, we need to understand what are the basic changes. So when I say what are the changes in embedded EWM, then I'm comparing most of the cases are with your SCM system to the embedded one. Okay, so we are comparing the older SAP EWM version to the latest EWM version, the embedded one. Okay, so basically here we are changing the system integration. So EWM is still treated as a separate logical system, even though it is in the same server or same server. So this slide is representing the correct way. Like here, EWM is in the same S4HANA server. However, still it is being treated as a separate logical system. So we are going to configure a separate logical system and business system, and we are going to connect. Don't worry about it. In our upcoming classes in the system, we are going to create those entities and we are going to assign it. So at that time you will get more clarity what is the meaning of system integration or a separate logical system. Then you have master data integration. So if somebody has worked on previous SAP version, so you know that you need to create a separate customer and vendor master data, but in S4 HANA it becomes a business partner, right? So whenever you create any master data in your previous EWM versions, you have to transfer those master data to your your ERP system to your EWM system. But in the embedded version, as it is in the same server, they are using the same master data table. So you do not have to sift those or transfer those master data to EWM system. So there is a master data integration. In addition to this, there are delivery integrations. So you can see your inbound deliveries and outbound deliveries or posting change documents are easily transferred to the EWM system. In addition to this, you have warehouse integration. So your warehouse mapping of your WM, sorry, this is not EM, it is WM to EWM. So this is also we are going to see. Then process integration, there are a lot of other processes from business processes or QM processes or EGR or production planning. Those processes are getting integrated properly in embedded one. Okay, now the transfer of master data. So as I told you earlier, like we are going to compare the previous version to the latest embedded version. So this is your model for data transfer from your ERP system to SCM system where your EWM is lying previously. So here you can see these are the master data, plant, shipping point, customer, vendor. This all are getting created in ERP system or in S4HANA system, and they are sifting back to EWM system to generate all those master data in your EWM system. Then there is another set of data that is a transaction data. So basically in SAP ERP you have three type of data. One is master data, another one is a transaction data, and third one is a configuration data. So whatever the data you are creating in your ERP system, basically your master data and transactional data, they has to be transferred to your EWM system, because this both the system has to be interacting with each other, because here you are going to post all the material document and accounting document, and in this system you are going to do your warehouse related activity. So for an example, if you have received some goods, so your material document and accounting documents are going to post here, and you are going to do a put away in your warehouse in this system. So it is mandatory to interact, it is mandatory for these systems to interact with each other, right? So these inbound deliveries are getting created in ERP. So this has to be communicated to EWM system. So this communication of transferring the data from here to here or vice versa will done via QRFC. So in our upcoming classes, we are also going to see what is QRFC. However, in embedded version, this sifting or this transferring of master data is not required, as okay, because this was earlier in ERP. You are transferring all the, like, plants is going to be created as a production plant, or distribution center is also going to created in distribution center, shipping point, then customer and vendor will be created as a business partner. However, in your yeah, so there is no core interface. So the SIF is, it represent as a core interface. So you do not need to do the transfer of master data, as your EWM system is in the same server. So this, they are sharing a common table for this master data. So if you are creating a material in S4HANA, you do not have to sift those or transfer those material to EWM system, because they are sharing both common tables. As they are in the same client, you do not need to transfer. Okay, with reference to the material and material we discuss for customer and vendor, in S4 HANA it becomes a business partner. So again, you do not need to transfer those details in S4 HANA embedded as business partners. So likewise, all the master data details you do not need to save or transfer. So far, any doubt, any confusions? Okay. Now coming back to the inbound process. So in any warehouse management, you have majorly three, your processes are divided into three processes. One is inbound process, another one is outbound process, and third one is an internal process. So when I say the inbound process means the inwards of goods within your warehouse, this process is called inbound process. So majorly you are either you are receiving goods from the vendor. So for that you will create a purchase order. So either earlier in a model of previous versions of EWM, you are creating a purchase order. Purchase order is going to convert into the inbound delivery. This inbound delivery will be going to convert into inbound delivery notification in your EWM system, which is there in S4HANA. And this inbound delivery notification will be converted into the inbound delivery. So this was the inbound process in the previous EWM version, but in S4 HANA, this is getting changed. So this purchase order will converted into the inbound delivery. Sorry, this one, inbound delivery, and this inbound delivery will directly created in inbound delivery in EWM system. So there is no step for inbound delivery notification. So they have reduced one of the steps. So this is a basic change. So somebody has asked me what is the basic difference or the changes of embedded version and the previous version. So there are a lot of steps are reduced. So earlier in the previous versions, as both the systems are separated, you need to perform few steps or create few documents to run that process seamlessly. However, in embedded one, you, as everything is in the same box, you do not need to create those extra step. So directly your inbound delivery going to transfer via QRFC, and they are going to create EWM inbound delivery. And on this inbound delivery, you can perform all your warehouse activity like loading, put away, and all sort of further activity, good receipt and everything. Similar to this, this is the outbound process for the SCM EWM system, where you will create a sales order. That sales order will get converted into the outbound delivery. This outbound delivery will convert into outbound delivery request. This outbound delivery request will convert in EWM as outbound delivery order. On this outbound delivery order, you are going to perform all unloading, picking, packing, and shipping, and all those things you are going to perform here. And once you do a good issue, your outbound delivery will be getting created in EWM system. But in S4 HANA, this outbound delivery request is out, like that step is not required anymore. So there is a change in the process. So earlier you need to create the outbound delivery request, but here you do not need to create any outbound delivery. Similar
And
to this, yeah.
so, in the current situation, like both the ERP and CM, both the system is in place. Like we have to learn both the system, or yeah,
No,
this
I'm just here. No, no. We are going to learn only one system, that is a embedded one. I'm
right.
just giving you a comparison or to
Earlier,
answer your.
what was the process? Now, what is the
Yeah,
process?
yeah. So this is the change overview of changes in embedded. Like what is new has been like came out with the embedded version, right? So
Mm,
I'm just
okay.
comparing the previous versions of EWM with the latest EWM version. We are going to
Okay.
learn on this, but you should also aware like what was the previous process and what is the new
Right.
process. So that's why I'm
Okay.
representing the slides.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
Got it.
and in upcoming classes or in upcoming sessions, we are going to discuss about each process in detail. So we're going to create all the master data and configuration data. We're going to set up all the systems and warehouses in your training systems, and then we are going to perform each process separately. And I will show you what this all steps means, like how you are going to create a purchase order, how you are going to create inbound delivery, how that inbound delivery is going to uh, come into EWM system, what is QRFC, what is queues, and what are these different steps we are going to perform in inbound delivery or in outbound delivery. Those details we are going to see. As this is the demo session, I'm just comparing both the system and giving you a process overview.
Okay.
Uh,
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody has any doubt or question? Okay. Now, similar to this outbound process, we have posting change. So posting change is again a document where you are going to create a posting change in your ERP system. It will convert into the delivery and posting change request, and it will convert into the posting change in your EWM system. But in S4HANA, that posting change request is this step has been not required because there is no posting change required document in EWM. So there is so what embedded system has done, it has given a customer a ease or reduced the steps in the process so that they can work more efficiently, right? So these are the basic processes which we are going to discuss in our upcoming sessions, and this is just an overview of each process. Okay, now coming back to the there are few people in this session who has already worked on EWM or WM, but to be on generalized way, like this is a blueprint of your warehouse, how this warehouse will look like. So these are the doors where your goods will come in and out. So other things are, if anybody has seen your warehouse, you might have seen the different racks or different area to store. So if you see here, this is the racks for the cold where you are storing all the cold products. Then you have hot handling units, or like, or where you are storing your, these are the high racks. Then you have inbound doors, and this is the GR zone where you are dumping all the goods temporarily, and you will count here and you will do a good receipt. Then you have picking point, you have ID point, then there is a zone where you are labeling all the products. So this overview we are this where so this slide we are going to see it in our upcoming classes very frequently, as new processes, we are going to see new processes, and each processes will begins with the warehouse layout. So in each process we are again going to visit this, and we'll see what are the different processes starts and how it is integrated with your warehouse layout. So previously, as we discussed, your warehouse processes has divided majorly in three processes: your inbound process, your outbound process, and your internal or storage or operational processes. So here in EWM, you have in good receipt or inbound quality management or internal routing. These all are coming in inbound process. The outbound process is basically you're moving your goods out from your warehouse. So you would require a picking, packing, staging, all those activity. In addition to this, outbound or good receipt management will also come into this area. And the storage and operation is like physical inventory, replenishment, rearrangement, kit to stock. Those processes will come into the internal or operational processes. In addition to this, EWM has excellent analytical and reporting tools, so via which you can monitor your warehouse activities or any warehouse related information. You can take out those details. SAP is also offering a resource management, but like very few customers are using a resource management as their solution of their business processes. And you have cross docking, yard management. Then there are few other areas where you are storing your dangerous goods or complicated processes are involved. And you have RF, as usual, RF devices or RF solution is also integrated. Now there are a lot of new technologies are also coming, that you have RFID or voice management control, or you have material flow system, which is a automated warehouse, where you are using a automated warehouse where you are integrating your EWM system. For an example, you have robotic arm and you want to integrate those robotic arm or the conveyor belt, automatic conveyor belt system to your EWM system. Those will come under this material flow system. So any doubt, any confusion, guys?
You didn't explain anything about TCI, TCO reduction.
Yeah, so this TCI and this all are the processes which SAP is offering in your EWM system. So this all
Okay.
tools and are available in your. So I've just depicted few of them, but yeah,
All
these
right.
all are. Now, coming back to the data flow, as we have seen the master data flow, where you are sifting or you are transferring your master data previously to SIF. All the master data is transferring from ERP to EWM, SCM EWM system. Similarly, you are transferring the document data flow, like transactional data. So you are transferring all the deliveries and stock movement to your EWM system, and from EWM to S4HANA or ERP system. Okay, so this will happen via QRFC. So QRFC is where you are transferring all your transactional data, and for that you need to set up this QRFC. And we are going to see in upcoming classes how you are going to set up this QRFC, what are the queues you are going to create in the system, and all those things. Now coming back to the EWM organizational structure. So as you know that all the SAP module has structures, like SAP has organizational structure, your company, at the top you will get a company, under that company code, under company code you will get plants, under plant you have storage location. So this any warehouse management solution in S4 or in SAP, you will get everything under your storage location. So you will create a warehouse management, warehouse number, uh, SAP WM warehouse number. Even though as it is a embedded version, you are still using SAP WM warehouse to integrate or to connect with your EWM system. So you will create a SAP WM warehouse number and you are going to connect with the SAP EWM warehouse. So basic difference between them is it is 3-digit alphanumeric number and this is 4-digit alphanumeric number, and you are going to integrate with each other. So we are also going to see one of the business scenario where you have two storage location. One is receive on dock and one is available for sales, and both of them are integrated with your one warehouse model, where you are going to integrate both the storage location. Okay, now coming back to the delivery document flow. So you have delivery, then your delivery. Okay, So as we have seen, this slide is representing the same thing. Where is that? Okay. So you are going to create a purchase order. Purchase order will going to convert into the delivery, and delivery will be going to create EWM, inbound delivery document. And on this, you are going to perform all the warehouse related activity like unloading, put away, and good receipt. So this slide is presenting the same thing, but in a different way, where you are going to create a delivery with reference to a purchase order, and this delivery is going to transfer to EWM system, which will be first create a warehouse request, but this step is no longer required as it is directly creating a delivery. And then this delivery is getting distributed, and all the delivery activity can be performed here. You can also do a change in delivery. If there is change in delivery, you can transfer that delivery changes to your change request, delivery change request document. uh, okay. Okay, so far any doubt, any confusion, guys? Hello.
No, sir, no doubt.
Okay, now coming back to this one, I will also share one more slide. Okay, so this is the same presentation. Okay,
Hello.
yeah,
Hi, sir,
okay,
Prashant.
yeah,
Okay,
Prashant.
sir, this is the overview of EWM. No, yeah. Okay, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
It is the only process overview of session, no?
Yes, so this is the demo session. From next session, we are going to see we are going to create all the warehouse structure, and we are going to start integrating your EWM system in the training system. And we'll start with the next session. Here, I'm just going to provide you some basic information or how the process or how the EWM structure look likes, and all those detail we are going to discuss it as this is a demo session.
Yeah, fine, sir.
Okay. So this is your warehouse structure. So if you can see here, this is your inbound doors, and this is your outbound doors. So after your doors, your goods are received at your doors, you are going to put all the doors material into the staging area. So you have two type of staging: inbound staging and outbound staging. And once this is done, like all the goods are temporarily placed here, and then you will send it to the deconsolidation station. So what is deconsolidation? So you are receiving all the goods or product in handling units or in big cartons, right? You need to remove those material and pack it into a smaller packet so that you can store it in your high racks or any areas in your warehouse, right? So that process is called a deconsolidation. So this is an area where you are doing those activity. Similarly, you have fixed bin, storage bin, you have high racks where you are going to store. Then you have similarly you have outbound staging area where you are going to temporarily place all the products once they are packed, right? So that is called staging area for outbound. So basically this is a overview or structure for the warehouse. Then you have also yard management within your area. So this all highlighted, like lightly highlighted area, they are the storage type. Okay, so you are subdividing your warehouse into a storage type. Storage type is further subdivided into the storage section, and storage section is further subdivided into the storage bin. So these are the warehouse structure we are going to create in our upcoming classes, and afterwards we are going to integrate, right? So this is an overview of this. Okay, so far any doubt, any confusion in this demo session? If you have any questions regarding this? Okay. Naveen, Naveen, are you there?
Yes, Ashish, I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have completed all the slides from the demo session. Like I can. Hello.
Yeah, Ashish. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll just like any queries. Okay, if any queries, you can ask trainer, or else we'll discuss offline. Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Fayaz,
Thank you.
Harshit, Manali, anyone? Do you have any queries?
Basic
Tell
No,
Naveen.
queries like what we have is how how this course, like how long this course going to be, and what are the classes
Yeah,
timings, and
total schedule will be like 50
hours.
hours. Okay, I already shared you the content, right? Those topics will be covered. Okay, like Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours. The schedule plan will be. So overall, it will go for 2.5 months. Okay.
We have Saturday Sunday classes only, right?
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday classes. Okay. Most probably will follow the same time. Okay. Ashish, are we good to start from tomorrow, Ashish?
Yeah, we are good to start. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, okay. Guys, then we'll start from tomorrow same time. Okay. Same time we can follow the same link also. Okay. If any changes, I'll update you offline. Okay.
Right, no problem.
Okay. Yeah. So Akshay, Prashant, anyone, any queries? Salma.
Uh, I wanted to ask you, like, the course will start as a theory and then it will go to the implementation and customization. Everything is included, right?
Yes. So what we will do, first of all, we are going to discuss the theoretical part of the subject. Then I will show you in the system how you can configure the all the configuration steps. Then we will going to create a master data, and then we'll run the business process. As we'll take one business case from each business processes, and we'll run that. And afterwards, I will you can replicate those scenarios or business process as your will and wish. And if you have any doubts or confusion, we'll take it in the next class.
Okay, okay. And as per today's theoretical, like, I didn't went any deep knowledge for the EWM. I started directly as an end user and I handled the quality management task. So when we go to the like deep inbound creation or the delivery notification cleaser, so in that while we learning, so the more theoretical concept will get clear, and at that lectures, or we have to you will clear everything in the theoretical only.
Yes, we'll discuss all the parts theoretically, as well as when we are doing some practical thing on your training system. We are going to also discuss few of the things which has been missed out on the theoretical or in the notes. We are going to discuss that as well. So in your practical session, you will get a bigger picture as compared to the theoretical. So the slides or the notes will give you an theoretical idea. As you can see, like in this session it is more sort of theoretical, but in upcoming
Mhm.
sessions where we are going to discuss it, or we are going to configure all the processes, you will get a more idea or bigger picture of EWM system. Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So are we going to do real-time projects or the dummy projects?
So we real time means can you just
Like
elaborate like what?
any company a real project are you gonna we are gonna do, or we are going to do
So
any
we have
projects?
fixed set of business processes which like we are using it for, like we will pick the business scenario and we'll replicate into the training system. We are not going to use any customer or client's live system. We are going to use it.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, do we have any project at the end of the completion of the course, or something like as the recent guy mentioned, like the scenario based you said. So, do we
Mhm.
have some projects also, or like one full cycle implementation, or like
Yeah,
this?
you can take it as a this training session or the business cases we are going to discuss it. If you collaborate everything, it is kind of one implementation cycle. Like I will discuss about the business requirement, and based on that business requirement we are going to map all the EWM or configuration system and the training system, and based on that you can say that it is a full implementation cycle in your training system, right? But not in the live client system.
Okay, got it.
So, just a last question, actually, in this warehouse management system, for a company in this system, like any, how many approximately, like how many software IT guys work in this warehouse in this type of project? Or one or two, or like 5, 6 guys or 10 people are working in one company to manage this system. The the overview what you explained, it looks a
Hmm.
complex project, right? It's a complex warehouse. So in this system,
Right. So
how many
yeah, I
people
got
are
your
working?
question. So
Yeah,
you wanted to ask, like, if you want to implement such project, the
yeah,
complex warehouse project, like how many guys we would require
will be
to,
working. Yeah,
right? So
right.
just give you an answer. Yes, based on the complexity or based on the timeline, your resource loading will be taken place. But right now, in this training system, I will be guiding you, and I'll give you all the business scenario, because this training system is already set up. So we will not require other modules like FI, SD. Those things are not required. We are
Okay,
focusing on EWM system. So your training system is set up in a way that you don't require all those module like basis or ABAP. Those like resources are not required. We'll just, because they are already configured and mapped, we are just focused on EWM processes. So I will be guiding you by taking each business process separately, and we are going to configure EWM portion, and our focus will be more on EWM side.
okay, okay. I got it.
Okay.
All right. No. Yeah.
But yeah, in your real time scenario, there will be a huge team if you want to implement a complex warehouse project.
Okay, okay. All right.
And this
Sir,
EWM is tightly integrated with other modules, so you will also require other module consultant as well. But here the systems are already set up, so you don't require
Okay.
them. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. You provide any sandbox for practice session?
yeah. So
Yes,
that is
we'll
that.
provide the system access for you for 3 months. Okay.
Okay.
I have one last question. Like as you said, this is like embedded EWM. So it is inbuilt S4 HANA concept, or what is this? S4 HANA is a version, or it's what I have been confused.
Okay, so I'll answer your question in this. So SAP has different products. So earlier SAP is like, as SAP has SCM, SAP has ECC 6.0. Similarly, SAP has introduced S4 HANA in 2015. So there is a separate product called SAP S4 HANA, and SAP EWM was earlier only available in SCM product. So what they did, they have embedded that version in S4 HANA, and now your S4 HANA EWM system is on your S4 HANA system on premises as an embedded version.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So this all are different products of ECC. Like earlier, like ECC 6.0 is very popular product, and all the ERP or all the popular modules are there, like SD, PP, QM. Those things were there, but now SAP has introduced S4 HANA, and everybody is going for that. And SAP is also marketing in a such a way that they are also giving some products from their popular SCM systems, and they are introducing in S4 HANA. So yeah. Okay.
So got it.
Sir, I
sir,
have a question. Yes, please go ahead.
sir, I have a few questions. First of all, do we have to like draw the whole structure of the warehouse, or like it is given from the
Yes.
com
Yes. So here we are going to use like, you don't have to draw anything. We have already have a blueprint. So we'll follow that blueprint, and based on that blueprint, we are going to map everything in your training system, okay, or in the sandbox where we are going to configure each thing. For an example, if our blueprint says that you need to create 10 storage type, so we are going to configure those things, right? And based on that, we are going to discuss further business scenarios, and we are going to configure those things so that we can run those business scenarios.
And I also want to ask, like, I just want to get an idea about like what is this, like where have to like get the all the data and the information for like the inbound and the outbound and everything. Like we store it somewhere, or like it's on the software, or it's on the Excel. Like what is it?
Okay, so I guess you do you have any idea, like little bit idea about ERP system, how it runs or works?
A very little, sir, not a lot
Okay,
about. I know.
okay, no problem. So this ERP system is basically you are on day-to-day basis, on your business day-to-day basis, you are running some processes. Like for an example, in purchasing department will create purchase orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your
Yes.
SD department will sales department will create sales order. So all those things, like if you are outside of that department, and if you want to see how many purchase orders are created, so where you are going to see, right? So those things are mapped in a system or in a software where you can see all those details, right? And so you need to punch all the things in your screen, so that they will get stored in the backend tables, and then you can retrieve those things. Okay, so you don't need any Excel, but yes, all the things you are going to do it in your software. For an example, if I give a very simple example, if you go to a store, grocery store, right, they will
Mm-hmm.
create a bill. Okay, they'll create a bill for you, right? So that
Yes, sir.
billing, they are punching in the system, correct? They are not filling in the Excel, because if they fill it in Excel, nobody else will can see. Okay, they should be
Yes.
able to
Okay, sir.
see it in real time scenario, right? So everything will be punching into the system. Okay. I hope I have answered your question, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So as a fresher, how do you feel? Like you are an experienced person, but for the fresher who is entering in this field, like me, uh, how tough this course is, or how easy this course is? Can you, like, I have little bit of background from IT, but not very much. So
Okay.
how do you
So yeah,
answer?
can you just give your name, please?
My name is Fayaz.
Fayaz, what background you are coming from IT, like,
I'm from a mechanical engineering background.
and in IT, what is your experience?
Uh, I haven't done any job in IT related field, but uh, like in last 1 year, I have done some courses for data analyst thing, like uh, you know,
Okay,
Tableau or Python or some SQL.
okay,
Little
okay.
of these things towards data side. I have done few things here.
Okay, okay. So to give your answer, like SAP, first of all, will go. You need some overview on ERP system, how ERP
Yeah.
works. Okay,
Okay.
and based on that, you can increase your knowledge. So right now,
Okay.
if you have never worked on SAP, yes, there are few courses where you can learn some SAP, and then you can build up your knowledge. But in
Right.
that, in this course, we are also going to discuss about, but you should have some basic knowledge of SAP. So Naveen can guide you about like what other courses, basic courses you can adopt it.
You're right. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Sir, to understand EWM concepts, is it required to have knowledge on S4HANA?
If you have some basic knowledge on SAP, you don't need S4HANA knowledge, because in S4HANA we are going to discuss a lot of S4HANA concepts. So if you have some basic knowledge of SAP, like what is plant, what is company code, and how to navigate SAP system, then I guess it should be sufficient enough.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, hi Ashish.
Yep.
Yeah, about this training sessions or recorded sessions, right? So we can get access to these sessions, once the class is completed, maybe say for example after a month. So if I had a doubt or something, so can I get these recorded versions, like every session is recorded or it's available for us?
Yes. Naveen is going to record all the sessions, and he will be
Yeah,
sent
yeah, yeah.
after the
But
class.
I'll complete offline send it to you. Okay, you'll have the clarity. Okay.
So yeah, those we can access. And what about like support something like regarding like course complete, like for SAP course certification? Is there any specific course material like PDF files available so we can access it?
Your voice is coming with muffling. Like, can you repeat your question again with a clear voice? You can try.
So regarding the SAP course certification, there are some course materials, right? So are they available for us in a PDF format so that we can go through parallelly one during after the classes?
Okay, so you are saying that you want to go for a SAP certification for EWM, and for that you need a study material, right?
Yeah, yeah. We
That
provide
is.
that materials. Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, so that Naveen will provide. Yeah.
Ah, okay, that's great. That's great. And regarding you said, the practice session and whatever. This thing is yeah, on a server, so which we can access 24/7, or is it like specific timing?
Yes,
It
yes,
will
it
be
will be at
24 by
27.
Right. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I have one more question. Like this training, like the course is more based on a functional module consultant or technical model consultant. Because recently I was going into some interview and I'm interested more in functional model working, but still they was asking in debugging process something. So I wanted to know, like I would like to learn, but like this course provide the both knowledge or how it's
So
specified.
this course is basically for the functional consultant. Okay, like
Okay.
we'll go through all the functional areas of EWM. But for the
Mhm.
technical, there is a separate section. Like nowadays, they will ask very basic basic technical questions. So which will come
Mhm.
based on your experience. So if you want to
Mhm.
debug a program, you can debug the program if you have some knowledge on coding, and if you have worked in sufficiently on functional area. So you will get
Mhm.
some idea about it over the time. Okay, so they will ask in the interview about some technical things, but they will not in very much detail. So your expectations are very clear when you take an
Mhm.
interview. You should be
Mhm.
asking that, okay, I am a functional consultant, and mostly they will before you go to the interview, they will send you the requirement what they need. So if they need a techno functional, then they will ask you both the areas in very much detail. But if they ask for only for the functional consultant, they will ask you functional areas or functional questions only.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But yeah, regarding this course, this is more sort of functional area. We are not going to discuss anything related to technical.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I guess Naveen, if we can wrap up the call if
Yes, yes,
nobody has any
yes, sir.
questions.
We can, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
for
Thank you
tomorrow
so much.
session, I'll
Thank
give
you
you
for
the
joining.
communication in the offline. Okay, I'll update you offline. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thanks
Bye,
for the
guys.
conversation.
Bye.
See you. Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you everyone. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.